Ever wake up, hit snooze for the fifth time, and just dread the day ahead? That nagging feeling that you're stuck on a treadmill, running faster and faster, but not really getting anywhere? You're not alone. So many of us feel trapped by the endless cycle of work, bills, and the elusive promise of someday, that distant future where you might finally have enough to relax. It's a heavy burden, isn't it? The dream of freedom often feels just out of reach, something only for the super rich or the incredibly lucky. But what if there was a different path? Well, today, we're going to talk about a secret weapon, a quiet revolution in personal finance that's changing lives. It's called Coast Fire. Now, before your eyes glaze over at another finance acronym, hear me out. This isn't about extreme frugality or quitting your job tomorrow to live in a van, although those are cool too. Coast Fire is a strategy that's less about a specific destination and more about creating a profound sense of peace and control long before you ever stop working entirely. It's truly transformative. You might have heard of FIRE, right? Financial independence, retire early. That usually means saving a massive amount, often 25 times your annual expenses, and then living off your investments. It sounds great, but for many, it feels totally unachievable. The numbers are huge, the sacrifice intense. Coast Fire is different. It's like FIRE's chiller, more attainable cousin. It takes the pressure off, offering a gentler, more human-friendly approach to financial freedom. Imagine reaching a point where your future retirement is already funded. You've saved enough in your investment accounts that, with the magic of compounding, it will grow into a full retirement nest egg all by itself, without you ever adding another dollar. That's Coast Fire. You hit a specific savings target, and then you can literally coast. You can keep working, change careers, work part-time, pursue a passion project, whatever. The pressure is off because your future is secured. So, who is Coast Fire for? It's for the exhausted professional dreaming of a less demanding career. It's for the young adult who wants to set themselves up for success without burning out in their prime. It's for the parent who wants to spend more time with their kids without worrying about sacrificing their future. It's for anyone who feels that persistent worry about money, about aging, about having enough. It's for you, if you're looking for a path to true financial peace that actually feels achievable. What's really at stake here? It's more than just money. It's your mental health, your relationships, your ability to pursue meaningful work, or even just to be present in your own life. It's the difference between feeling constantly anxious about the future and waking up with a quiet confidence, knowing you've taken care of things. This isn't just about financial numbers, it's about reclaiming your life from the grip of financial fear. It's about building a future you genuinely look forward to, not one you just survive. Over the next 20 minutes, we're going to break down Coast Fire into 5 game-changing truths that will completely shift your perspective. We'll expose the myths that hold people back, share stories of ordinary people whose lives have been transformed, and show you exactly why this isn't just another financial fad. We're going to build up to the ultimate lesson, the number one truth, that ties it all together. So, grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into a simple beginner's guide to Coast Fire. Get ready to feel hopeful about your future. Coming in at number 5 on our list of game-changing truths about Coast Fire, it's not about huge numbers. Now, I know what you're thinking. Retirement? That's gotta be millions, right? I'll never get there. That feeling of being overwhelmed by the sheer size of the numbers needed for traditional retirement or even full FIRE is a massive roadblock for so many people. They just shut down, thinking it's impossible. But with Coast Fire, the initial savings target is often much smaller and more achievable than you might imagine. That's the beautiful part of small achievable numbers. Let's expose a common myth right away, that financial independence is only for tech bros or people earning 6-figure salaries from day one. That somehow, you need to be a millionaire right out of college to even think about it. This belief keeps so many ordinary people with perfectly normal jobs and incomes, from even starting. They look at the typical FIRE number, sometimes millions, and instantly think, nope, not for me. They feel like failures before they even begin. Think about Sarah. Sarah's a barista, works hard, loves her job, but coffee shop wages aren't exactly setting her up for a lavish retirement. For years, the idea of financial freedom felt like a cruel joke. She'd hear about FIRE and just sigh, thinking she'd be working until she was 70. But then she learned about Coast FIRE and the concept of small achievable numbers. She realized her initial target, thanks to her age, was actually within reach. The relief she felt was immense. The beauty of Coast FIRE, and specifically small achievable numbers, is that it's about your number, not someone else's. It's about figuring out how much you need to save now so that it can grow into the retirement you envision, whether that's a modest one or a more comfortable one. It allows for flexibility. Maybe you want to aim for a bare minimum retirement first, just to get the peace of mind, and then work towards a dream retirement later, if you choose. It's totally customizable to your life and aspirations. The key here is starting early. Even small, consistent contributions made when you're younger have an incredible head start on the race to financial independence. Think about it, a small amount saved at 25 has decades more to grow than a much larger amount saved at 45. It's not about how much you have to save at any one moment, but about getting those initial seed funds planted and letting time do the rest. That's why those small achievable numbers are so powerful. Let's put some numbers to this. Imagine you save just $50,000 by age 35 and never add another dollar, letting it grow at a conservative 7% annual return. By age 65, that $50,000 would grow to almost $400,000. Now, if you wait until age 45 to save that same $50,000, by 65, it only grows to about $200,000. That's a huge difference. That's the power of small achievable numbers compounded over time. You don't need $1 million to start planning for your financial independence. You need to understand the simple math and embrace the concept of small achievable numbers. The point isn't to hit a colossal number overnight. It's about hitting your initial Coast FIRE number, which is a target that feels realistic and empowering. That first milestone changes everything, shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from feeling trapped to feeling in control. It's the first step on a truly freeing journey. Dropping in at number 4, another game-changing truth: Coast FIRE is a marathon with a long break in the middle. Traditional FIRE often feels like a relentless sprint, right? You're told to save 50%, 70% of your income, make extreme sacrifices, and live on a shoestring budget for years, all to cross that finish line as fast as possible. That intensity can lead to burnout, resentment, and a feeling that you're just delaying happiness. Who wants to suffer for decades just to be free? Not many. Here's another myth we need to bust: the idea that you must suffer now to enjoy later. That you have to deny yourself everything, live like a pauper, and miss out on your prime years just to have a comfortable retirement. This narrative is incredibly damaging, making financial planning feel like a punishment rather than a path to freedom. It creates a false dichotomy between enjoying life today and securing your future. Coast FIRE offers a powerful alternative to this suffer now mentality. With Coast FIRE, the heaviest lifting happens at the beginning. You front-load your savings, working hard and saving diligently for a concentrated period, maybe 5, 10, or 15 years, depending on your income and target. This is the sprint part of the marathon. But once you hit your Coast FIRE number, that's where the long break begins. You can significantly reduce your savings rate, or even stop contributing altogether to your retirement accounts, because your investments will do the rest. Let me tell you about Mark. He was a corporate lawyer, making good money but completely burnt out by his late 30s. The thought of sprinting towards traditional FIRE for another 15 to 20 years filled him with dread. When he discovered Coast FIRE, he realized he could hit his balanced pace number in about 10 years if he buckled down. After hitting it, he quit his high-stress job, took a lower-paying but more meaningful role in a nonprofit, and started spending more time with his kids. He's not fully retired, but he's living a completely different, much happier life. These are the coasting years, the long break in the marathon. This is where you reclaim your middle age. Instead of grinding away, you can focus on things that truly matter to you. You might switch to a less demanding job, go part-time, start a passion project that barely pays, or even take a sabbatical. Your career doesn't have to be a sprint to the finish line anymore, it can become a journey of exploration and enjoyment. This is the essence of balanced pace. The psychological shift here is enormous. No longer are you constantly worried about every dollar, every investment performance. You know your future is largely taken care of. This freedom from financial anxiety frees up so much mental space, allowing you to be more creative, more present, and more joyful in your day-to-day life. It changes the way you approach work, relationships, and even your hobbies. That's the power of finding your balanced pace and trusting the process. Ultimately, Coast Fire isn't just about saving money, it's about saving your life, your energy, and your spirit. It's about building a foundation that allows you to experience your present without sacrificing your future. The balanced pace allows you to enjoy the journey, not just chase a finish line. It means you can actually live during those crucial decades when you're raising a family, pursuing dreams, or simply enjoying your health and vitality. It's a game changer for overall well-being. Coming in at number 3, the magic of compounding is real, and it's your biggest ally. This might sound like a boring finance concept, but trust me, understanding passive growth is where the real lightbulb moment happens for Coast Fire. Albert Einstein supposedly called compounding the eighth wonder of the world, and he wasn't wrong. It's not just about earning interest on your initial investment, it's about earning interest on your interest. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, picking up more snow as it goes, getting bigger and faster. Here's a myth that paralyzes many: you need to be an investing genius, constantly tracking the stock market, picking individual stocks, and understanding complex financial strategies to build wealth. This couldn't be further from the truth, especially for Coast Fire. The beauty of passive growth means you don't need to be a market wizard. You just need consistency, patience, and the willingness to let time do its work. It's about setting up simple, diversified investments and then literally forgetting about them for a long time. Take Emily. Fresh out of college, she just started contributing a small percentage of her entry-level salary to a low-cost S&P 500 index fund, almost on autopilot. She didn't check it daily, didn't stress over market fluctuations. She just let passive growth do its thing. 10 years later, she was amazed at how much her money had grown, almost effortlessly. She wasn't an investing guru, she was just consistent. That small decision early on completely transformed her long-term financial outlook. So, how does passive growth work with Coast Fire? It's really quite simple. First, you contribute regularly to tax-advantaged retirement accounts like a 401k or Roth IRA. Second, you invest these contributions in broadly diversified, low-cost index funds or ETFs, which automatically spread your money across hundreds or thousands of companies. Third, you leave it alone. You let time and the market do the heavy lifting, allowing those earnings to compound year after year. That's it. The beauty of passive growth is that your money starts working for you, even when you're not working. Imagine that, while you're sleeping, enjoying a hobby, or spending time with loved ones, your investment accounts are quietly growing, snowballing towards your future retirement. It's a powerful feeling of liberation, knowing that you've put systems in place that will take care of your future without requiring your constant attention. It truly lets you focus on living your life. This truth highlights the importance of patience and long-term vision. In our instant gratification world, it can be hard to embrace something that takes decades to fully mature. But with Coast Fire, your initial sprint is often relatively short, and then the long coasting period is where passive growth shines. You're not waiting forever to see results, you're front-loading the effort and then reaping the benefits of time. So, trust in the magic of compounding and start early. Landing at number 2 on our list of game-changing truths, Coast Fire buys you time and options, not just early retirement. This is where it gets really exciting and profoundly human. Many people equate financial independence solely with quitting work forever, which can feel daunting or even undesirable. But freedom and flexibility from Coastfire is about so much more than that. It's about opening up a world of choices that were previously unavailable to you. Let's bust the myth that Coastfire is about being lazy or escaping responsibility. This couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, it requires incredible foresight, discipline, and a deep sense of personal responsibility to set yourself up this way. It's not about avoiding work, it's about having the freedom and flexibility to choose the work you do, how much you do it, and for whom. It's about aligning your work with your values, rather than just chasing a paycheck to survive. Consider David, a high-flying lawyer who secretly dreamed of being a photographer. For years, he felt trapped by his golden handcuffs, unable to pursue his passion because of the financial demands. But once he hit his Coastfire number, the pressure dissolved. With his retirement taken care of, he took a huge pay cut to work part-time at a local photography studio, learning the ropes, and eventually launched his own successful business. Freedom and flexibility allowed him to pivot his entire life, without financial panic. Coastfire gives you the incredible power of choice. You can choose to take a career break to travel, volunteer, or care for a loved one. You can choose to work fewer hours, giving you more time for family, hobbies, or simply rest. You can choose to leave a toxic job without another one lined up because you know your future isn't dependent on that immediate paycheck. This freedom and flexibility reduces stress, improves mental health, and allows you to design a life that truly makes you happy, not just compliant. This truth goes beyond mere financial independence, it's about reclaiming autonomy over your life. It's about saying no to things that don't serve you and yes to opportunities that ignite your soul. It means that money, while still important, no longer dictates every decision. It becomes a tool, not a master. Freedom and flexibility is the ultimate prize, allowing you to live a life aligned with your deepest values, giving you the space to grow, explore, and simply be. Having that freedom and flexibility also creates an incredible psychological safety net. Knowing your retirement is taken care of, even if you stop saving, means you can take calculated risks. Want to start a business? Take a part-time job that fulfills you but doesn't pay as much? You can do it with less fear. This isn't just about early retirement, it's about early optionality. It's about building a life where you have more control, more choices, and ultimately, more joy. That's the real power. And the number one game-changing truth about Coastfire, the one that ties it all together and delivers the most profound human benefit, it's about securing future peace of mind today. This isn't just about financial numbers on a spreadsheet. It's about a deep, quiet sense of calm that permeates your entire life. Future security is more than money in the bank, it's knowing you've laid the groundwork for a stable, comfortable later life, no matter what happens. Let's tackle one last myth, that planning for your own future security is selfish or irresponsible. Some might argue that focusing on your own retirement takes away from the present or makes you uncaring. In reality, the opposite is true. By taking control of your financial future, you become less of a burden on society and potentially on your family. You're being incredibly responsible, not just for yourself, but for those around you, ensuring you're not reliant on others later in life. Think of Maria. She spent years juggling work, raising kids, and constantly worrying about money. The thought of retirement filled her with dread. Would she have enough? Would she be a burden? When she discovered Coastfire and implemented the future security strategy, she felt an enormous weight lift. She realized she had quietly been building a robust foundation. Now, she sleeps soundly at night, knowing she's done everything she can to secure her later years. That peace is priceless. This future security isn't just about having money, it's about the emotional and mental freedom that comes with it. No more panic attacks about inflation, no more dread about market crashes, no more stressing about unexpected expenses in retirement. You've built resilience into your future. This mental freedom allows you to be more generous, more creative, and more present in your daily interactions. It's a profound shift in how you experience life, from scarcity and fear to abundance and confidence. Ultimately, future security gives you back control over your own destiny. You're not just hoping things will work out, you've actively planned and built a path for them to work out. This proactive approach transforms anxiety into quiet confidence. It means you can face the future, whatever it holds, with a sense of preparation and peace, knowing you've done your part. This kind of peace is the most valuable asset you can possibly build, far beyond any dollar amount. The greatest asset you can build isn't just financial, it's psychological. It's the knowledge that your future self is taken care of, that you've gifted yourself the precious commodity of future security and peace of mind. This allows you to truly live in the present, unburdened by chronic worry about tomorrow. It allows you to be a better partner, parent, friend, and human. It's about building a life rich in meaning and experiences, knowing your financial foundation is solid. So, there you have it, 5 game-changing truths about Coastfire. We started with the emotional weight of feeling trapped and moved through how small achievable numbers make it possible, how a balanced pace keeps you sane, how passive growth does the heavy lifting, and how freedom and flexibility gives you choices. All leading to the ultimate reward, future security and true peace of mind. It's a powerful, human-centered strategy that empowers you to take control. Coastfire isn't just another financial strategy, it's a source of genuine hope. It's the realization that you don't have to win the lottery or earn millions to feel secure and free. You simply need to understand the principles, take consistent action early on, and let time work its magic. It's about empowering ordinary people, like you and me, to build extraordinary futures on our own terms. It's about breaking free from the anxiety of the unknown and building a life you truly want to live. So, what's your first step? Don't get overwhelmed. Start by simply learning more. Research your country's tax-advantaged retirement accounts, like a 401k or Roth IRA. Consider automating a small, consistent contribution to a low-cost index fund. Even tiny steps taken today can have a monumental impact on your future. Remember Sarah, Mark, Emily, David, and Maria. Their stories are your inspiration. Your journey to future security and peace of mind starts now. What are your biggest anxieties about retirement? Or what part of Coastfire excites you the most? Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Let's build a community of people empowering each other on this incredible journey to financial peace. If you found this guide helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more insights, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message of hope. Thank you for watching, and here's to your extraordinary, unburdened future.